You're probably wondering how you got to this particular podcast. Hello, stranger. How are you doing? My name is Lee. Welcome. How are you? This is the Decapitated Thoughts because we are going to talk about unpopular opinions and we're going to talk about unrealistic expectations that we have in your relationships, right? So last night I tried to create a first episode, but I wasn't really happy with it. Why is that? Because it's not something that I want people to hear. I wasn't really thinking. I was all about my emotion and I needed somebody to talk to. But now I've drafted something that would go for one season, so I am very happy to be talking about these unpopular opinion. Now, just as a disclaimer, stranger, I'm not here to change your opinion about anything or sell you all of these ideas. If you buy it, that's good. But I'm not going to do a hard sell. But at least consider them so that if you meet somebody like me, or if you have a friend who would also share the same unpopular opinion, that's fine. Don't judge them and accept them because maybe they're coming from a place of logic because something had happened to them and this is what's logical for them. Or maybe for your own self, consider it. Maybe it's something that you want to try. Maybe it's a place where you want to lose that little string on and be less uptight, right? So let's go on to our first episode. The first episode that we have for you today, stranger, would be talking about physical attraction. Do you believe that physical attraction is important in a relationship? Actually, every time that I get to talk about this particular topic to my own friends, I am met with a lot of different reactions like raising of eyebrows, side looks, and I just get judged from head to toe. Honestly, I am not saying sorry. I'm not apologetic for liking people who are physically attractive to me. Having standards is a different story from getting interested in someone physically. I mean, we have different lenses. You're going to have your own standards. I'm going to have my own standards. There's really no way to say who has a higher standard, but maybe by aesthetics, mine is just more universal than yours because I believe physicality can be universal or can be selective. So somebody who's handsome can be universally handsome or can only be handsome to some people. Right? So that's a totally different story. What I'm just saying and what I'm just really introducing is the idea that you get interested in a person first by physicality or you gravitate towards people who you find physically attractive. Now, by science, is there something that would kind of explain why we get so physically attracted to people or why is there physical attraction to people? Actually, yes. If as of this moment you don't consider it to be part of the animal kingdom, I don't know, maybe you should try to find a book about science that explains that. Yeah, I'm not here to do that. But it's a very animalistic trait to look for or to be attracted physically because physical being aesthetically beautiful in somebody's eyes is a physical manifestation of the genes that they feel would complete them to produce offsprings that would be better than their generation. And since when you talk about the animal kingdom, it's survival of the fittest. So it's sort of wired in our DNA. No, not sort of. It is wired in our DNA and in our brains to actually look for a mate that would complement, or if not complement, would make our set of genes or set of DNA already better. Okay. So, do you think that relationships starts with physical attraction? I'm not saying that all relationships would start with physical attraction, but you get interested with a person by physical attraction. I mean, just think about it. The books that you buy, they don't have a direct connection to your DNA. But really, if the title of the book that you're looking for would have different covers, Isn't it you pick the one that would quote unquote speak to you? And that speaking to you really is a gravitational pull towards something that looks aesthetically pleasing to your eyes. Again, standards would be out of the question for this topic because that's a different story altogether. One more thing where I get really cringy looks, and I don't know if it's something that happens to you too, stranger. See, when I tell people that it is my non-negotiable, everybody's just like, okay, you have really high standards. Like, my standards are not high. It just so happened that I don't want to be with a person who I can't wake up to in the morning and I would think twice before kissing him. Is that even bad? Plus, I just answer to my very animalistic trait, and I want my offsprings, even if I want one, I want my offsprings to have, I don't know, blue eyes, maybe blonde hair, because that's what I find physically or aesthetically pleasing when I was a kid. Nick Carter. Yeah. So does it mean that you can't develop feelings over time? Because a lot of people are telling me that relationships based on that are stronger. You know what? I'll tell you. Sometimes developing feelings, I think sometimes it is unkind. Because sometimes I think when you develop feelings, and this is again just my opinion, when you develop feelings, it's partly sympathy. Just because you know this person likes you, maybe you can like him back. Or maybe you can like her back. I don't know if that's a stronger feeling because I think that's more of a charity work. Rather than choosing someone who really has that kind of attraction to you. Not everybody that you would be physically attracted to, you'd end up with them in a relationship. But definitely, it will give you motivation and drive to know that person more if they are physically appealing to you. Don't you think? So, you're a girl, and a lot of people would sure have like double standards when it comes to these kinds of opinions. So, what do people say? Again, when you talk about these kinds of things, when you talk about physical attraction, you know what, stranger? Honestly, if I would be getting these conversation with friends or with people who don't really know me that much, yeah, so some of them would really react badly, and some of them would even preach to me. I don't really understand that. I would listen to them all because not because I want to pick their brains, but I just really want to listen and know what their opinions are about that. But some people just preach like it's the only way to go. When you talk to me like that, my brain kind of shuts down, so I'm not really gonna listen to you blab about it. To me, it's just all being honest, really. There's really no reason for me to say that, oh, you know what, my feelings would get developed over time with the person. No, because it's my non-negotiable. I like somebody who's pleasing enough that I would want to kiss him every morning, that I would want to end up doing crazy things. Yeah, we're gonna get to fantasies, crazy things with him, and somebody who for me. So this is very animalistic. Somebody who physically can protect me. Yes. So these are the kinds of physicality that I am looking for. If you tell me that you're attracted to the sound of the voice, that is still physical. You hear it. How they smell. Oh, that's very physical. Pheromones. And that's even scientific. So, yeah. See where I'm going? It's all about physicality. There's really no point in not being honest with that. Oh, you know what? I'm not really pretty. So I probably don't deserve the handsome guy that I'm thinking about. It doesn't matter whether you're pretty or not. You'll find somebody who would find you physically attractive. Believe me, or believe it or not. you would find somebody who would find you physically attractive. But if you find them physically attractive in return, that's another question. That's for another episode. Yeah. So I guess my takeaway for this particular, or the takeaway that we want to have for this first episode, don't judge people who say that they're physically, that's the first thing that they look for in a relationship, physical attraction. If you meet somebody like that, move on. If they're not attracted to you physically, don't force it. Don't try it. You believe it or not. You don't want sympathy or empathy. If they genuinely liked you for your personality, that's great. But also know the line, whether they're liking you for that or it's a pity move. Yeah. I don't want to be a pity move. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be a pity move. If you would like me, you have to like me for me. Yeah, and I believe that's that. And plus, if you think about this, you would also think about taking care of yourself more because you want to be physically attractive, but it doesn't mean it should result to body shaming. Again, that's a totally different story because people would have different lenses. You would be attractive to different types of people and not just one type. So if there's somebody who doesn't find you attractive, leave him. And one of these days, somebody would come in and would find you and would find that you are the most beautiful girl in their eyes, even if your parents said that you're a hopeless case when it comes to physicality. Who would say? Who can know? We can't predict the future, and I'm happy we don't know what's gonna happen next. Although, you know what, that's kind of hypocrite. I'm afraid of what I don't know. But yeah, okay. So stranger, thank you so much for dropping by today. I hope that you get to our episode 2 because stranger, on the episode 2, I would answer your question, why is it that nobody likes me? Why is that nobody wants to be with me? I will tell you why. I will tell you why. So you better listen. You better come back for episode 2 because I know why. Okay? Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you on the next episode. That's next week. See you. Bye.